Hey there, this is Mr. Icarus, and welcome to yet another episode of Doom Mod Madness. This time around we're checking out Doom Raider, and if it weren't obvious enough by the title alone, this is an attempt to bring classic Tomb Raider into Doom. And you know what, going by first impressions alone, this starting area here, they've done a pretty bang-up job, because if you cast your minds back, if you've ever played classic Tomb Raider back on the PlayStation 1, you'll remember it was blocky as all hell. It probably felt advanced at the time, but let's face it, times have changed. But if there's any other engine that does blockiness well, it's the Doom engine. They're like two peas in a pod, and I'm liking the aesthetic, the attention to detail here, this moss-covered rune and the hieroglyphs on the door. I'm also loving the dual pistols here. It's very John Woo, very classic Lara Croft. Unfortunately, you can't flip and bounce all over the place while firing them, so you've just got to maybe imagine that, I suppose. And these pistols roughly do the same kind of damage and have the same kind of fire rate as the Gatling gun. So I'm pretty sure the Gatling gun is pretty much absent in this particular mod, considering the pistols fulfill kind of like a dual role. And they're probably some of the best weapons in the game, the ones that you start off with. Because we're going to be up against a few familiar enemies in Doom here. We're going to be up against a few pain elementals with a few minor tweaks. They won't shoot flaming skulls at you, instead they will shoot ghosts. And you have usually two choices. You usually have these pistols here, or you have a shotgun. And I'll be able to demonstrate in a bit why the shotgun is absolutely useless for most of these encounters, and why the pistol is generally the only thing you need to stick with. But if it's got a hieroglyph on it, you should probably hit the use key, because it's probably an entryway of some sort. It's all very dark and gloomy, very atmospheric. And right here we got one of our very first traps of the mod, and it's an arrow flinger, spike flinger, whatever you want to call it. And it's intentionally easy to dodge. It's designed that way to make you kind of go, hey, this is a thing. You might want to watch out for that in future, and that's something that I really appreciate with the design of this particular level. It's very fiendishly designed, but it's not entirely unfair. It always gives you a little bit of a warning for something that's coming up ahead. So we've got another one here, and that triggers a trap. We've got to hide in a little alcove here. And if you don't do that, basically it's all the way back to the start, because these things kill really quickly. They take huge chunks off your health. It's going to fire a few more now, isn't it? Son of a bitch. But now we're past that, and I'm going to quick save. That's not a quick save at all. What am I even talking about? That was a slow save, because this gets pretty damn difficult. I've even tried turning the difficulty down, but I think this particular mod was designed with just one straight difficulty in mind, and I like to call that hard as balls. This may look easy right now, what I'm doing here, mowing down these specters, these invisible pinkies, but let me tell you, this ain't nothing. That was a double negative, I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is the only time that the shotgun will come in handy, because now I'm going to have to hit this switch. And what have we got behind door number one? We've got a pain elemental. And the only way to really deal with this properly is to just fill it full of lead as quickly as you possibly can, lest it spew out loads of ghosts and just make your day generally terrible. I do quite like how these imps just burn up into nothing. I'm pretty sure that's a reference to Tomb Raider as well, but my memory, quite honestly, is a little bit fuzzy. It's been an extremely, extremely long time since I played original Tomb Raider. But anyway, there's still a few more secret areas. You got to keep an eye out for these little bits sticking out, because you can leap up these. Doesn't seem like it should be physically possible, but as we know, Doom Guy is an extremely versatile soldier. All he needs is a little bit of sticky out wall, and the rest is gravy. But we're going to switch back to our pistols. We're going to need them because there's more pain elementals up ahead. I sure hope I'm naming them right, because I get this wrong pretty often. I think in one video I just described them as poo-coloured monsters. But anyway, here's another trap. Bet you weren't friggin' expecting that, but this has been an absolute bane of my playthroughs while I've been researching this particular mod, because if you let the thing hit the bottom, it will fire a load of spikes into you, and as we all know, spikes are generally painful. God damn, there's another two of them. So we're going to try and take these out before we run out of bullets. Oh, balls. I wonder if this spike trap works on pain elementals. Let's see. Nah, not really. And I'm taking a load of damage here. We're probably not that far off from a restart. But no, we're somehow still alive. Anyway, I'm going to bounce back down here to get a health pack. And yeah, it's just absolutely fiendish. It's supremely challenging. And it's only one map. It's only one map, believe it or not. And I'm kind of happy for that fact, because if there was another map as just fiendish and convoluted as this one, I think I'd probably have some kind of mental episode. But we've got to find another 5 switches here. We've also got to deal with all these imps that suddenly spawn. This can get out of hand extremely quickly here as well, because as you flip more switches, more imps spawn, and that guy just came out of bloody nowhere. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Imp. But yeah, it's a pretty neat mod. It's pretty atmospheric. I'm loving the Tomb Raider aesthetic. I'm loving the nods back to classic Tomb Raider. Oh no, I'm in the poison pit! And it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. And I'm just really happy that I've now picked up the sawn-off shotgun. Because sawn-off shotgun rules. I wish there was really more to talk about here, but until I get this... balls. Until I get this switch puzzle done, there's not really much else for me to talk about. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, because I need to get all these switches done in order to get this skull. And I won't be able to show you more of the interesting weaponry here until I do, so... back in a sec. Okay, finally got my hands on the yellow skull card. We're going to crack open this door and see what's behind it. But first, we're just going to dispatch with a few bothersome imps. Oh, and a few invisible pinkies. Can't forget about those. So what have we got here? We have got a red orb. And what does the red orb do? Well, it lets you punch imps in the face extremely hard. It's basically a berserker pack. Minus one significant feature. I don't know if you can tell what's missing here, but these imps certainly aren't turning into puddles of blood and guts when I'm punching them. And I can't begin to tell you how disappointed that makes me. Seriously, the whole point of the berserker pack is to make your punches so powerful that they turn most enemies into literal mush. And for some reason that's been removed from Doom Raider. Maybe it's the flame effect, but still, my inner gorehound is mentally deducting points right now as a result. But hey, at least we've got dual Uzis, we've got extra armor, we've got extra health, and dual Uzis are always cool. Nice throwback to original Tomb Raider as well. The dual Uzis were badass. These models, I believe, are actually from Shadow Warrior. But if I'm thinking back to cool weapons in Tomb Raider, one of the coolest for me was certainly the grenade launcher. First of all, it was super powerful. And second of all, it had the coolest noise when you reloaded it. If you don't know what noise it made, it's the same noise that the grenade launcher makes in Terminator 2 when Arnie reloads it. It's just a really cool, kaplunk kind of sound. It's really hard to describe, but it's just so damn satisfying. At least more satisfying than mowing down endless invisible pinkies. Seriously, I think the author of this map has a thing for that particular enemy type. Anyway, more pain elementals to dispatch. Uzi's always a good shout for dealing with them. Rapid fire always takes care of the ghosts and always lets you get in a few hits on the pain elementals as well. We're definitely busting ghosts right now. Any minute now. These are some hardy ghosts. Anyway, they're all taken care of, and now we've got another interesting weapon to pick up. It looks like a kind of brown Gatling gun, but when you pick it up, it's actually this crazy looking thing. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea. It's best to just demonstrate and practice. I only clicked the fire button once, by the way, and it lets off an entire volley of spikes, which absolutely decimates imps. I don't know what it is, but I think I like it. And I really appreciate the effort that some modders go to when they introduce unique weaponry for the maps and the unique mods. It's always nice to discover something a little different from your standard Doom fodder. And it always throws those standard weapons into contrast as a result, but this weapon's okay. It's mainly useful for, I'd say, imps, invisible pinkies. Not so good against pain elementals and ghosts, because it just doesn't have quite the sheer rapid fire of the Uzis. But hey, it's still something, and I greatly appreciate it. Anyway, we've got this big mysterious button. We've also got this mysterious hieroglyph part of the wall here. I wonder what will happen when I push this button. Let's find out, shall we? Not ominous in the slightest. It's suddenly got Raiders of the Lost Ark all of a sudden. It's like we've opened the Ark of the Covenant. All of the ghosts are spilling out. God damn. Anyway, we're gonna bust some ghosts. There's a proton pack when you need it. Actually, that's another mod I should probably check out. There is, in fact, a Ghostbusters mod. That's definitely on my list somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to kind of wrap it up here because I don't want to spoil the rest of the mod. There is certainly more beyond this dark part of the wall, and I just don't like spoiling everything a mod has to offer. I'd much rather you guys, download it and check it all out for yourself and leave a few things to the imagination. So if you want to check it out, the link, as usual, is in the description below. If you want to leave a comment, if you feel like I've left anything out, feel free. Also, feel free to make a few suggestions on any mods you think I should include on my future list. Leave a like if you've enjoyed, and if you're not subscribed already, well, you know what? Dooloozies to the face for you. This has been Mr. Icarus, busting ghosts, raiding tombs. Doom Mod Madness. Icarus out.